Are you ready for some EDC talk? I'm going to show you a few knives that I have. I think it's called knife acquisition disorder, where you just are never satisfied with what you have. You always have to have more. You're turning them over all the time. I carried a Spyderco knife. Do I have it on me now? I do. Wait, let's see. I've had this on me with the integrated clip. Now they have the separate titanium spring metal clips, but that clip is all one with the scales of the knife. I've had this for almost 30 years. Literally has been my everyday carry for almost 30 years. And I have maybe 4 Spyderco knives. This is the easiest one so far. So let's go over some of the knives that I have. Let me put that back in my pocket. Clip it on. I have a lot of knife stories. So let's talk about, I've had this for about 10 years. This was the SOG Mini. And I was always a folding blade guy. And then when I first discovered quick deploying knives like Spyderco, basically I can carve up an apple, with half a second's notice. Most people think quick deployment is for self-defense. It's like, how fast do you need to deploy a knife to carve an apple? I mean, I think I've had to use a knife specifically for the deterrence of a potential situation one time, and that was when I was married and walking with my wife in a dark alley. That was it. Out of all my years, it's the only time I ever had to actually pull a knife. And the sound of that click was very comforting to her. She knew that. Let's go to my other knives. I've been going from folding knives, to fixed blade knives. The problem with fixed blade, in most people's minds, is they just look too bulky. It just looks like, like if you're going hunting or hiking, you have a fixed blade hanging on your belt. You don't want to go out to eat with a fixed blade, right? You could freak people out. Is there any need for it? I don't know. I like fixed blade, but I also like fixed blade mini knives. The problem with mini knives, I don't mind the mini blade as much as the mini handle. The mini handle on so many smaller fixed blade knives is only going to accommodate 2 or 3 fingers in your hand. And then your pinky is left kind of like curled up at the end. So let's take a look at the SOG Mini, right? I've had this about 10 years. I like it. Very small. I'm trying to think what I can compare it to that you might... I don't have a ruler on me. So let's take a look at... I'll just compare it to like a Bic lighter. Okay, here's a Bic lighter. See, it's not that much bigger than a Bic lighter. Maybe what? Maybe 2 Bic lighters. That's it. It's pretty small. It's got a pivoting belt clip that's indexed. Click, 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 click. So you can wear it literally inside your pants, okay, or on your belt, that kind of thing. You can clip it to your pocket and have it inside. You can wear it vertical or you can wear it horizontal. When it comes to mini knives, I tend to like the horizontal carry. It's kind of weird because you can put it under a shirt, behind you, in front of you. And when it comes to the SOG Mini, let's just take a look. I'm using this as an example. Okay, pretty cool blade. I love this blade. The blade is what, maybe 2 inches. It's a 2-inch blade, but carving apples, cutting up fruit, opening packages, or self-defense, it could be pretty brutal. It's got the jimping right here. I like it. I'll put a link for the SOG Mini down below. It's got the jimping on the troublemaking end. So if you were going to literally do some smashing with it, or you need a better grip, that is really cool right there. I love the jimping here for your thumb. And it's not smooth jimping. It's rough. It's rough. So you can really get a grip. And then that little curve right there where you're going to put your forefinger, that's got the grooves in it as well. So you can get a pretty good, with your thumb here and this finger here, you can get a pretty darn good grip on it. But it's a 3-finger knife. Pinky is left to just kind of do that. I can do anything I want with, you know, like 3 fingers, even a 2-finger, but it's got the grooves for 3 fingers, and then you just kind of go like that with your pinky. It's a pretty good knife. It stays in the sheath pretty well. It is, no doubt, pretty stealthy. I'll show you how it looks on a belt. Like that. Covers up easily with a shirt. You can see my other knife right here. So that's pretty cool. The deployment would be more like this, straight out, and like this. Now, you could wear it horizontally, like this, and this kind of deployment if you want. Everyone talks about deployment like it's a self-defense move. Like I said, once in 40 years have I had to use a knife for self-defense. Once. The rest is cutting up fruit and opening packages. But if you take a look, you really can't see anything. Take a look, okay? So that's a pretty cool thing. You could wear it behind you. And like I said, it's indexed, so it's pretty cool how that works. And it's pretty secure. That is a very, very tight clip. That is not going anywhere. Pulling that out of the sheath is not going to disrupt the sheath and its placement at all. That's the SOG SOG Mini. Very, very cool knife. I'll put a link for it down below. I'm actually thinking of putting a different scales, a bigger handle on it. I want to create, and maybe carve it out of wood or acrylic or something, where that pinky, like if this handle, obviously there's nothing I can do about the length of the blade. I like that. That is nice. That is really sweet. 2 inches is nice for everything that you need. Now, compared to the Spyderco, let's take a look at see? The SOG is smaller than the Spyderco. So it's kind of nice having a smaller version. The other thing is, I find myself getting more, I don't want to say obsessed. I'm starting to, like, I have fixed blade knives, and I've always carried pocket knives my entire life. Had pocket knives since I was maybe 7 or 8 years old. Literally, always had a jackknife in my pocket, always. For carving, cutting things up, just always, always. The only thing that I am not crazy about with this knife, I wish it had like another inch or inch and a half, like right here. So I might end up taking these scales off, okay? And this is just injection molded plastic. I'm not even sure if it's high impact or it's not carbon fiber, it's plastic. But about this length. So I could literally put my pinky on it, have a full handle, and the blade, I like the blade. I don't care. Aesthetically, I don't care if the handle is twice the length of the blade. Doesn't matter to me. So that's something that I'm thinking of doing. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you one of my favorite new EDC knives. I haven't carried it yet. I just got it. And I think you're going to be impressed, I think. All right, on to the next one. You guys know that I love Mora knives, the Swedish knives. And they all come with a injection molded plastic sheath. And that clips on your belt, and it hangs on your belt. And they are pretty loose. It wouldn't take much for this knife to fall out of here. But what I did was I hit it with the blowtorch and squeezed it so it grips the knife better. Okay? So now when I put it in here, it is a hard, like, there's no way this is coming out. But before, I would just have to go like that, shake it, and the knife would fly out of there. I didn't like that. I want the knife to be a little more secure. And then I have some knives that are in Kydex sheaths where they're too hard to pull out. So this is just the right amount. And I've got two of the Mora knives. The other one, I had a Kydex sheath created for it with a Tech-Lock mounting clip. So here's the Kydex sheath. I will put this in, watch, and the click, and that ain't going anywhere. That's not going anywhere. Now, the Tech-Lock belt clip, has sizing, like little spacers in here, where you can adjust it to the side, like the width of your belt, okay? Whether it be a 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 2.5 inch belt. This is beautiful. Now, I have it on here. The Tech-Lock is phenomenal. Let me just show you what a Tech-Lock is. You basically open it up like this. You open it up. See, that opens up right there. And then you squeeze these two ends right here. And it has a hinge. And it's got just a ton of mounting holes with the hardware to mount it to anything. Very, very excellent for knives, for any firearms. But this is beautiful. Now, with the Kydex sheath, there's a lot of different holes on here. I can mount this thing a number of different ways. I'm a huge fan of horizontal carry. And this is actually made for horizontal carry. I could actually put this clip on this side here, on the other side, and mount it to my belt. Okay, like this. And that can be covered up. No problem. It's starting to get a little bit long where it's detectable. But regarding vertical carry, it would work beautiful for vertical carry. And that could cover up pretty well. But I am a fan of Kydex. I'm a fan of leather. If I was to get a new hobby, I don't need any more hobbies. It would be leather work. Man, I love leather work. Gosh. Creating leather sheaths would be kind of a fun hobby, which would pretty much, unless you do them on a mass level, then what happens is it becomes kind of a self-funding hobby. You're not going to make a lot of money doing it, but I love leather work. Here we go. So this can be mounted in a number of positions for horizontal carry, vertical carry. You can use it like a traditional knife, you know, for cutting steaks, fruit, that kind of thing. It can be used, depending on how it's mounted, for more self-defense kind of carry. And see what I mean about the handle being longer than the knife? I can get all 4 fingers on here. Now, if I'm going to mod a knife, and I've modded so many knives over the years, I would put jimping here, and I would drill a hole here and have a lanyard and a brass bead. That's what I would have. But I would put the jimping right here and carry that over into the nylon handle. But people think these are just cheap-ass, stupid knives. It's one of my favorite knives. I've given these out as... Actually, both my brothers have a Mora knife. Phenomenal. I got my 2 knives for $14. 2 for $14. As a matter of fact, the Kydex sheath with Tech-Lock belt clip cost 3 times more than that. But long story short, you know, when it comes to hobbies and stuff, you're never going to make money. You're just spending money. So it doesn't matter. Put that in, click, and it's nice. Great camping knife. Good for an everyday carry. I don't know. If I was living out in the woods somewhere and I need to be cutting rope and, you know, just... it's not good for everyday suburban carry, I don't think, because I'm classic suburban Mr. Suburbia here. But great, great product. Great product. Another thing would be the, Walmart.com has some great knives. They really do. Gosh, I can't believe I'm saying Walmart has great knives, but this right here, I mean, it's a metal casing. The scales are metal. It's lockable. It's got a thumb stud, and it's got a flipper tab. And I just tend to use it like that. Price of this at Walmart.com, $7.97, under $8. The fit and finish is perfect. Perfect. It's got a liner lock, so you just kind of push that in with your thumb and close it up. It's ready to shave with. It is literally razor sharp out of the package. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. One of the things that I do when I buy knives, especially the flipper knives, I want it to be so friggin' effortless. I want zero friction. I don't put oil, I put silicone on the joints of my knives at the pivot points. I always put spray silicone, not oil. Close it up. This is what I do. When I get it out of the package, I will literally open it up, go like this, and I will do this like 100 times. I will go like this and mimic the opening of that knife so there's no friction, any burrs, anything like that. Do this 100 times without touching the blade, obviously. Okay. The most important of the flip is like that first inch, the leverage you get with this. All right. It doesn't need, because it is spring assisted, it doesn't need help from here to here. It needs help from here to here. So that's why I do the 100. I did this one when I got it like 250 times. The only thing I don't like is the position of the clip, and you can't reposition it. That's a little annoying. If it was up to me, this clip would be at the other end so I can pull it out. And again, it's that EDC self-defense thing in me. Like, you want to be able to pull it out and deploy it all in one move, but you can't do that. Okay, so it's going to clip upside down. You're going to have to pull it out, okay, pull it out, and then, like, literally, like, I want to be able to pull it out and deploy. You're not doing that with this. You're not going to do that with this unless you find a way to take this clip and put it down here facing up. But it's, I use the flipper knob more than I use the thumb stud. My hands and thumb just don't work with the thumb stud. Like, that just felt weird doing that right there. I don't know, maybe it's just going to take some practice, but after having a spider co with that big hole where you put your thumb in, the thumb stud just seems, I don't know, it seems more dangerous to me. And I'm not getting a good grip enough on that handle, so I'd rather just do that. Like I said, fit and finish is phenomenal. No wobble. None. Zip, zero, nada, nothing. No wobble. All metal. How would I mod this knife? I would actually take a Dremel and cut into that more. That right there, that jimping is smooth. It's like they cut it and then filed it down, took all the sharp edges. I like having sharper, more aggressive, grippy edges on the jimping. So when you're cutting, that's where your thumb is. The power is going to come from the grip on the knife. But I would make that more grippy, more aggressive. And I would take that jimping right. I would just take the Dremel and start cutting right here. I would make that jimping like at least another ½ inch right there. So I have a good grippy kind of thing. The other end has jimping on it. Again, I'd make that little, and that looks, to me, that's just for looks. That's not grippy. It's not aggressive. I want to feel some edge there, and that's going to help me hold it better. I'm not a huge fan of just, like, I like the carbon fiber. I like grippy stuff. Wait till the very end. The last knife that I'm gonna show you is gonna blow your mind. Blow your mind. It could become my favorite knife. We'll see. I don't know. But this is so smooth. They were more interested in aesthetics than function. Although the function is 10 out of 10. I give it 10 stars. And that click, there is no movement at all. No wobble, nothing. And then when it's closed, you don't want it to, quote unquote, accidentally open up. You just flip that up right there. And that ain't opening. The spring clip is pretty tight. I just wish there was a way that I could put it on this end here rather than this end. I might screw around with it, and so we'll see. But man, it's got that nice click and thud. This is substantial. It's $8. $8 friggin' bucks. $8. Ozark Trail. This is not some cheap shit. This is not like Five Below stuff. This is hard. It's hefty too. Hefty. Next one. Ozark Trail. Same thing. I get a better grip on this one though. Both are under $8. Both are $7.97 at Walmart.com. Now, same kind of thing, same price, same blade, different style. Look at that blade, man. It's like a cleaver kind of blade. Let me show you the two blades side by side. Pretty wild, huh? Now this gray one here, or titanium color, or whatever you want to call it, even though that this is a milled line down the scales, it helps contribute to the grip. Whereas there's no lines or nothing built into the surface of the blue knife that I just showed you. This actually is more grippy. Actually more grippy. Still has the same locking mechanism. Click, click. It doesn't have a liner lock. This is kind of like a weird design. Rather than a liner lock, it's got a scale lock. So the thing that's holding the blade in place is actually this scale, which is cut from here to here. So this is what flexes. It's got some like weird jimping here. That's kind of useless. But you literally hold that to close it. Is it easier to open? I did the same thing with this too. 200, 250 openings and closings, and then put silicone spray on it. No wobble at all. Hefty. Same issue with the darned clip though. If I could put that clip at this end, I would. If you know how I could do that, let me know. I guess it would take some drilling, wouldn't it? I'm afraid that I would like screw it up though. I don't know, but I would love to switch those clips. Love it. It's got the thumb stud. I'm not going to use that. I just feel like I would cut myself with the thumb stud. Let me just see this first. I'm just not a thumb stud guy. Maybe it's too small, but let's see. Yeah, it's just for me it's awkward. It's awkward. Yeah. The flipper button, much better. It doesn't open up as fast, I'm noticing. It doesn't flip open as fast as the other one. But then again, that's my EDC self-defense mindset. How fast do I need to deploy a knife to open an Amazon box? How fast do I need to deploy a knife to carve up an apple? But nevertheless, it's an interesting design. The blade design is great. This is Ozark Trail. Comes out of the package. You could shave with it. I mean, literally, it is literally shaving razor sharp right from the get. Both $7.97 at Walmart.com. Show you both side by side. Turn it around. And both about the same weight. About. I think the gray one is maybe just a hair heavier. Less than $8 for that. And if you spend over like $20, you get free shipping. It's insane, right? Pretty crazy. What else? This is an older knife. This is from a company called Northfield. It's in Pennsylvania, American made. A pocket knife with two knives, a larger knife. It's like a typical like Boy Scout knife or grandpa knife. Would that be Would that be about right? Grandpa knife for a number of purposes. It's not a multi-tool. You're not going to, like, doesn't come with a screwdriver or a corkscrew or something like that. It's got the Coca-Cola wood, the brass rivets. It's solid. There's no wobble. This thing is solid. You'll notice that this has a brass, like a bullet inlay, and it is seriously. This is gonna outlive my great grandchildren. This knife ain't going any. This is the Northfield UN-X-LD. I don't know what all that stands for. This was sent to me several years ago by a listener, and I love it. I love it. This could be in my pocket every day, but this is not a clip knife. Like, why would I want this as a clip knife? I do have an extra titanium clip. I guess I could install it. But that would only be because I don't want to constantly be fishing around in the bottom of my pockets. Like, literally, I carry 2 pens in my pocket, a lens cloth, a chapstick. I always have a lip balm, always, especially now in the fall. In the summertime, I don't. Fall, winter, and spring, always a lip balm of some type. What else is in the pocket? The money clip, EDC flashlight, little tiny flashlight, a AAA battery flashlight. So, but this would be in the bottom of the pocket because it's so heavy. It would just work its way to the bottom of the pocket. And you got to go fishing around for it. If I put a clip on it, it wouldn't be for quick deployment. It would be just to keep it from going to the bottom of the pocket. And I guess I could install a clip on it. I guess I could. I don't know if that would ruin it, but a grandpa knife. What else do I have here that I want to show you? Oh, the sharpening system. I'll put a link for this as well. This is a sharpening system. It's got the diamond coated rod right here, and you can also do, see, it comes to a point, you can also do serrated edges with this. So this goes in the handle. Open it up a little bit. Open it up. Put that in. And then tighten up that little knurled part. And then I can sharpen, let me just find it. I'm sitting here showing you knives, and I'm looking to find a knife. Here we go. This was sent in from a listener about, I don't know, 8 years ago. Oh, that was almost an accident, wasn't it? The thing almost went off in my hand. So I had to turn that way, and it went right into my palm. Smart move. So press the button, close. And it's a kind of a spring assisted. I just use this to cut tobacco and clean out pipes, that's all. And it's got a lot of wobble. It's a cheap piece of crap, but I like it for sitting here and just carving up a piece of fruit. Anyways, back to the sharpener. The rod with the diamond dust on it stores in the handle. It's got like a little clip there. But this is a cool little thing, and you can literally do your sharpening like that. It's got a flat side, and it also has a groove for, they say, for sharpening fish hooks. I don't sharpen fish hooks. I just don't. So, like this. Or, as like that guy on that knife sharpening guy that you see on YouTube, where he just goes like this, flips it over, and this is pretty sharp. Not quite shaving sharp, but it's as sharp as I want it for this use right here. But that's a cool little knife sharpener. And like I said, for serrated edges, do I have any serrated edges out here? I don't. But you can use that and put that in here, tighten it up, and then use that to file your serrated edges as well. Very useful. Very, very useful. Put the point back in there, drop it in, tighten it up, and you have a knife sharpener, self-contained knife sharpener with diamond dust or whatever they call it. The other one that I have is, this is a Sharpal, you know the company Sharpal, same thing here. I could have got it with the injection molded handle, but I got it with the paracord. It's got 10 foot of paracord. You never know, right? You just never know. So it's got the 1200 grit and 600 grit. So, and I'll put a link for this below. So if you want to take a lot off, no, that's 325 grit and 1200. So if you want to take some meat off of that knife, literally, this one side, beautiful. Then polish that side, okay? 325 grit takes off a lot of meat. Flip it over, polish it. And it has the 20-degree angle right here. So it teaches you how to have the proper angle when you are sharpening your knife. And then, after you polish it, the leather sheath can be used as a strop as well. So you're just literally just going to be, and yeah, this is pretty cool. But like I said, plus the fact it's got 10 foot of paracord on it. It's by Sharpal. I will put a link for this down below. Probably one of my most aggressive sharpeners that I have. One of my most convenient sharpeners that I have. Now, last but not least, this is what you've been waiting for. Oh, wait, no, there's one more, I think. Oh, yeah, this little tiny thing. This is a little Swiss Army knife. This was from my wife. I think she was at her company for 10 or 15 years, a pharmaceutical company, which I will not name. I did have a pharmaceutical wife. This was and it's got like a little placard on here with the pharmaceutical company. So for her gift, for her 10 or 15 year gift, whatever the hell it was, she had a choice of, a coffee mug, a knife, or some bullshit like that. So I said, get the knife. So she got me the knife. And of course, the Swiss Army knife. I'll compare this in size to a AA battery. Okay, same size. Compare it to a Bic lighter. Nothing to it. Now it's got the little mini screwdriver. It's got a file. Okay, never used that. Typical Swiss Army knife, it's got those inserts. This one has the toothpick. And the other side has tweezers. And that goes in there. And then this little tiny blade. What is that, 1.5 inches? The cutting area is about 1.5 inches. So when it comes to sharpening this blade, and this is a great little knife, for opening mail, opening up packages. They're not lock blades, though. They don't lock. So that could be, that could be an issue. If you're used to locking blades that don't lock or stay very, this can close very easily and cut your hand very easily. But I would use this mini sharpener for this mini blade. And you could either sharpen it like a traditional 20 degree angle, come back, or you can do like the knife sharpening guy. And this is not the most effective method, but it's a quick sharpening hack, and that's just to kind of flip it over, 20 degree angle, pay attention to the point. Let's see. Yeah, that's sharp. Yeah, that's sharp. This was in my pocket for a number of years. It basically comes with a little ring for a keychain. I wonder if you could put a little clip on that, but why would you want to put a clip on something like this? Because it's so small. This will just fall to the bottom of your pocket. But that's another thing. Now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Something that could possibly be my new favorite EDC. This is a trip. This is an Odenwolf knife. Let me open this up. Box, perfect. Fit, finish, perfect. Literally just like, wow. Wow. Not cheap at all. Cost of this, when I tell you the cost, you're going to be like, holy crap, I need to order one now. And you will get one of these. Take my word for it. Comes in a sleeve. Open this bad boy up. And what's inside? Well, the first thing is a lanyard, but they just sweeten the deal, man. Sweeten the deal with this lanyard here. Let me show you. They sweeten that deal up. Look what this lanyard is. This lanyard is a ferro rod and a striker. So you could literally go like this and then start your fire. So you could wear this around your neck, put it in your pocket or whatever. In some of the pictures, they have it actually on the knife itself. To me, that's just too much, but I would just keep that around my neck or in my pocket, because it is meant to be. This is meant also to be a neck knife. I'm just not into neck knives at all. That's not my thing. But a ferro rod with a striker to sweeten up the deal, right? It's kind of a cool little addition, right? Put that back in there. You ready for the knife now? Are you ready for the knife? Little instruction kind of thing and website. Get ready. Get ready. The grand reveal. Look at that. Look at that. Kydex sheath. Spring steel belt clip. Repositionable, I think. We'll see. This is not plastic. It's not soft rubber. It's the handle is a combination of plastic rubber. It's got some give to it, but it's got this unidirectional grip. No matter how you touch it, you can grip it. It's soft. It's soft. Stays in the sheath pretty tightly. Can be pulled out. Push with the thumb. Like that. Now, look at that. 2-inch blade. 2-inch blade. But you could put that lanyard right here with a little bead if you want on it, like a little brass bead or a brass skull or something to that effect. But how cool is that? Cutting up fruit, opening packages, deploys quick. Think about this now, all right? This can be on your belt horizontally or vertically. It deploys quick. It doesn't have all those grooves in it for all your fingers, even though I'm only holding this with 3 fingers. It's fat. This is a fatty. Compared to the SOG, are you kidding me? Look at this. Now, here's the SOG. Flat, flat. Now, look at this. Fat. It's a fatty. The grip on this is literally no comparison to the grip on the SOG. That's why I like if this SOG had a handle like this, that would be ideal. Literally, that would be ideal. Okay? But look at this bad boy. Could this fixed blade be my new EDC? Can this fixed blade be my new EDC? I'm going to put a link for it down below. Wait till I tell you the price of this thing. This knife with the little ferro rod and striker, Kydex sheath, spring steel clip for repositionable for horizontal or vertical carry. Think about this. Think about this. $21. $21 for this. It'll cut steaks. It'll cut fruit. It'll open up packages. It'll cut a piece of rope, and it is sharp. I got those monkey arms. My arms are just hairy arms. Right out of the box. Right out of the box. Shaving with it. Literally. Right shaving razor sharp right out of the box. Come on, man. Odenwolf, right? Odenwolf, it's called. O-D-E-N Wolf. Odenwolf.us. But the best prices I've seen are on Amazon for this. Grippy. Kydex. Belt clip. Badass, man. Badass. Could it be your next knife? Could it be your next EDC? I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm moving. It's not that I'm questioning folding knives. It's that I'm now open to carrying fixed blade knives. And the problem with fixed blade is they're just huge. I love stealth carry everything. I don't want anyone to know anything about me. Like, when it comes to other things, I like concealed carry. Same with knives, man. Conceal it. Conceal everything. So let's take a look and see how it fits on the belt. Right? I'm digging it, man. I am digging it. I really am. What I might end up doing, I'm not sure, I have another tech lock. What if I installed the tech lock on here for horizontal carry? So it goes on my belt this way instead of this way, which means I would either have it in front of me for this type of deployment. I keep thinking in terms of self-defense. How can I? Well, I'm glad I think that way first. I'm always, I'm one of these situational awareness guys. I'm always looking for a threat. When I go to a restaurant, I always sit with my back to the wall. I'm just refuse to be a victim anywhere for any circumstance. So I can't unlearn that. So if I sound like a prepper, that's because I am. What is better, horizontal on the belt or vertical on the belt or in the pocket? One or the other. Or behind you. You could put it like directly in the small of your back on your belt, that kind of thing. But I might experiment with the placement of this clip, and I might experiment with a tech lock. But $21. This feels like a $75 knife. Amazing. Amazing. Links for everything down below. Hope you enjoyed that. I don't think I've ever talked extensively about my knives. I have a lot of knives. I always carry minimum 2 knives on me. Always. It doesn't matter. I just always have 2 knives. And I have a lot of knives. And I've been giving knives away. I gave my son a Swiss Army knife. I don't even know if he still has it. My oldest son. Youngest son, I'm probably going to give him that small Swiss Army knife. I just want everybody, and probably, I'm probably going to give that to my daughter just because. Everybody needs to carry a knife for a number of reasons, practical reasons. And check out the links down below. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to put links for the 2 sharpeners and the knives that I have, except if you want the Walmart knives, the Ozark Trail, you got to go to walmart.com, and I don't have a link for that, but you can just check them out at walmart.com. Hope you enjoyed that.